River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You're a concerned Tom's River resident, Seaside residents. Why we do the show? Because of you. I said like show and job. I regard it as a job. And it's a good job. It's a good responsibility that we have to inform the people of Tom's River as to what's going on. We got the tourism season coming. Where spring pitches and catches are reported. Spring is near. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of snow this year. It's been a lot of cold days. All in all, it's been a good winter so far. We a little further to go. That March, comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb thing. We've had some pretty good snowstorms in March over the years. You need to get in touch with me. You can see it all on the screen there, or Twitter, or Hudson County TV website, live stream. Get the app. We archive all our shows there, and you can watch other programming besides ours. There's a lot of stuff on live stream. So if you need me, you got a problem with Tom's River or Ocean County or consumer issue, we're pretty good at that. Pretty. Actually, we're moving in pretty good on Home Depot at the moment. Hopefully we'll have that resolved. I might actually cut a deal with them. Seaside Heights. There was recently a huge drug raid, drug bust, whatever you want to call it. All the law enforcement municipalities and authorities, they all came into Seaside Heights and busted 17 people for various drug offenses, possession with intent to deal. There's one school here, and there were some people involved with dealing by a school, so that's another level of criminality there. And this was just before the polar bear plunge. I can almost guarantee you, prior to the tourism season in Seaside Heights, there will be a few more raids for drug offenses, that sort of thing. There is a new Seaside Heights. It's a family Seaside Heights with the baby strollers and all that thing. That's what Mayor Boz wants here. And you got a new motel laws coming in this year. You're not going to have 15 people in a motel room. Yeah, they're going to enforce their occupancy. There's 3 strikes, you're out. You could lose your mercantile license here in Seaside Heights. Mayor Boz means business. And that's what you have to do. You have to get away from the old reputation. The Seaside and the Jersey Shore days, Snooki and JWoww and all, which really weren't that bad. It was a lot of that was scripted. They didn't go too far, but there was a lot of inebriating with the old Jersey Shore gang, and that's the kind of reputation that Mayor Boz doesn't want here. But it is going to be different. The prom season's soon approaching. You'll see a different Seaside Heights. They're not going to put up with all the riprap that came with the prom seasons in the past. So if you're thinking about coming into Seaside, come into Seaside. You got some new restaurants on the boulevard there. It is changing, and that's all due to Mayor Boz. We do need to talk to some law enforcement here about the predators. If you're coming into Seaside Heights, you may notice that there's a good chance there's a Tom's River cop or a Berkeley Township cop sitting right outside the bridge coming into Seaside or going out to Seaside, whichever direction you're going. They're sitting there waiting to give people tickets. I realize everybody's trying to make your municipal budget, but as you try to rebuild Seaside Heights, you can't ruin the person's day by bagging them for going, speeding 5-10 miles an hour. It could be a mistake. You're supposed to be law-abiding, but we got to bend the rules a little bit if we're going to try to recreate a tourism hotspot here. We don't need predators on the other side of the bridge. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Tom's River Show. We'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center.
Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.org.
We're back, Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. Corpy's kind of hot today. Usually, by the time I get to drink it, it's kind of cold. I was like the inventor of ice Corpy. Speaking of ice, we just went through another snowstorm that dropped, I don't know, maybe 3 inches here in Tom's River, Seaside Heights. You would think it was polar vortex was happening. You know, snow NATO was occurring here. There was going to be a snowpocalypse going on. You know, again, it was no snowstorm to speak of. It's it's amazing, and I don't know if I should criticize Governor Murphy, because it's hard to criticize someone who says, "Well, we want to play it safe." I'd rather err on the side of safety. But there's a ton of money we're spending on these 3-inch snowstorms. You know, there's all the trucks are on call. We're brining, we're salting. You really can't plow when there's only a couple inches of snow, but you're paying for the snowplow guys. You know, we had the state of emergency. There were dire warnings. If you don't have to go to work, don't go. Trucks were banned off highways. You know, unless there's like big snow, those trucks can pretty much handle snow. You know, occasionally going to have a jackknife, but that happens on dry pavement too. It basically is like, get in a bunker. It's going to snow. Save yourself. Save your family. Save the women and children. Listen, as I said in the last week's show, the week before, we experienced some real snowstorms in our time with equipment far less suited for snow as we have now. Remember snow tires and putting chains on your tires? That's what we used to use. And, 3 inches of snow, that was nothing. Here, it's like a meteor attack coming. Meteors, the end of the world. That's how we are now. Everything has gone to an extreme. We take everything to extremes now. And I can only think it's social media. Because everybody's got an opinion. We live in an extreme and offended world where people who don't use their real names critique everybody. And they attack and they snark, all those things. But everything is taken to an extreme, as if we have no history, as we never dealt with anything before. Everything is the meteor shower coming. It's like snow is new. We never had snow before. When I worked for the Transamerica Corporation, we had facilities all over the country. Big pyramid building in San Francisco. They would send me around the country. I was in Marietta, Georgia one time. And it was starting to snow, which was really odd for Atlanta and Marietta, Georgia. And the guy, John Morgan, who I was visiting, he was another manager. And we were talking about sales that I was down there for. And they actually went into bunker mode because there was a little bit of snow dusting. And I had to get to the airport. And they go, oh, we can't go, it's going to start to snow. I said, well, give me your car, I'll leave it at the airport. This is nothing. It's driven in like a foot of snow. That's how we're getting. We're all getting like we're in Atlanta, but like we never dealt with snow before. A couple inches of snow, oh my God, close the schools. Ban the trucks off the road. Stay home. Don't go to work. Bad people got to go to work. Everything's taken to an extreme. Now, you and I were of a certain age. We've crossed streets. I crossed streets all my life. You wouldn't know that today. We have to have all sorts of safety. I'm a Jersey City guy. I live in Jersey City. And Tom's River is not that far behind Jersey City. It's amazing what we're putting in just to help people cross the street. We got countdown clocks, we got, the crosswalks, you got the hand, you got the clock, we're doing everything to help somebody cross the street. We did that all our lives without any of those devices, and we managed to make it. We rode bikes. I rode bikes as I was a kid. I managed to make it. Every one of my friends, everyone I grew up with, we rode bikes until we could get a car. That's what our goal was, ride a bike until we could get a car. We all made it. Now, we need protected bike lanes. We got to protect the bikers. There's very few people who bike to work in New Jersey. I think the last census was like 10,000 people. And you ride the bike. We rode bikes. You and I rode bikes. And we made it. We made it through life. It's amazing. You got this Vision Zero. We're instituting that in Jersey City. Mayor Fulop is going to install 80-some-odd huge speed bumps. The first time Mayor Fulop installed these, I referred to them as Steve bumps. They were like 9 inches high. The city actually had to go back and grind these things down. It is called a calming mechanism for traffic calming mechanism. They're speed bumps. And, we didn't bring in any engineers, traffic engineers. We're just trying to appease people. But we take everything to an extreme now. Something happens, it's a knee-jerk reaction, is go to an extreme. And that's what we do. Everything's an extreme now. If there's something, government's got to take control. We need government mandate. It's as if we never have common sense. One of the problems we have with jobs and businesses in Jersey is we keep getting so much government mandate. And that's why we're losing jobs. We're losing revenue. People are moving out of the state. We're mandating a minimum wage of $15 an hour. Minimum wage is never supposed to be a living wage. It was minimum. It's the least you can charge to pay somebody who has zero skills that you're going to train. Think of it. If you're working for minimum wage, it's only because you're making that because we couldn't pay you less until you acquired skills and a craft. And companies were happy to train you. I don't know how it's going to go with $15 an hour. But again, it's mandating these things. Sick leave, huge mandate. Some companies didn't offer a lot of things. But you got an opportunity to learn. As soon as you got a little education, a little skill, you could probably move to a better company. Nobody forces anyone to stay with a bad company or a rotten job. Move on if you have the skills to do that. But government's stepping in and they're mandating these things. Let's break the commercial. I'll pick this up on the rebound. You're watching the Tom Gruber Show. We'll be right back.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Watching the Tom Gruber Show. Pat O'Melia here. We're talking about government mandates and how we take everything to an extreme. Everything's a hate crime now. There was some news in New York. Governor Cuomo is putting all the police force and law enforcement on the job to crack this. Somebody on a basketball court painted a SWAT sticker. Now listen, anybody think the Nazis are making a comeback or something? It's some stupid kids who graffiti. Graffiti's been around for years. I remember walking along Jersey City. I grew up in Dog Patch by the American Can Company. And there was a huge wall, basically the length of St. Paul's Avenue down to the railroad track, that you could graffiti up. It's like a mural down there. And there were all sorts. And I'm sure there was some Nazi SWAT stickers. Did anybody think the Nazis were coming back? No, these are stupid kids. Not everything's a friggin' hate crime, but we take everything to an extreme now. And it's amazing. And we wonder why, we are how we are now. And I blame a lot of this on social media. Everything is taken to an extreme. Marijuana. Now, we're hoping to enjoy additional revenue from the sports betting. But I mean, you could bet on the Oscars now. You watch the Oscar telecast. It wasn't as political as it had been in the past. I think people are getting the message. I'm tuning in to the Oscars to see how a movie that I went, Black Panther. I'm a MCU guy, Marvel.
So I was happy to see Black Panther do well. You know, Chris Evans was there with J-Lo, Captain America. But yet people, as soon as you started doing it, I do politics all the time. I don't want to hear politics. I'm tuning in to movies to see who wins the movies. And, of course, we turned it into some Spike Lee had a problem. That's not what I'm interested in. You know, I tune in to try to get away from things. You know, we're looking at legalizing the pot and the revenue from pot and sports gambling. Got off the track there with the Oscars, but you could have bet on the Oscars. Yeah. The government, New Jersey, realizes their original plan for 12% or 25% might not work because they do their due diligence. They did some research, and they went to Colorado to see how things worked out there before we legalized it here. By the way, we're not looking at legalizing it until probably 2020. What we're proposing now, as I understand it, and like each week it changes because nothing's legalized. It's a fluid situation. They're talking about $42 flat tax on an ounce of pot. The reason being, when they legalized pot in Colorado back in 2014, the price, supply and demand, dropped dramatically. It dropped 70% since it became legal. So if you're going to apply a tax of, say, 12% when it was $300 an ounce, and then it starts to tumble in price, your projections for revenue are going to be way off because the price changes because you're charging a tax on a percentage. So now the game plan is $42 flat tax per ounce. That's probably not going to work because I'm not even sure if you have to buy it by an ounce. Nobody's told me that. I don't know if you can buy a dime bag. Remember dime bag when you were a kid? Or joints. But you see, pot, and they're looking at this like tobacco or alcohol. Not the same. You see, their pot revenue projections could go up in smoke because unlike cigarettes and alcohol, finding illegal cigarettes and illegal alcohol is pretty difficult in the state of New Jersey. You know, occasionally you get some people that brought cigarettes in from, say, Virginia or Tennessee or something, where there were New Jersey sales tax, same thing with booze. It is incredibly easy to find illegal pot in New Jersey. You know, if you're looking to get weed, you can find weed in New Jersey, and it won't take you long to do it. It's not like we're trying to get illegal cigarettes here or illegal Budweiser or something like that. Legal pot is everywhere. So if you're going to throw a $42 tax on this, you are basically just improving the black market for pot. You're just incentivizing the pot dealers. They know they're actually going to probably do better now because they're going to be allowed to smoke it. I don't know how you're going to determine what is legal pot and what isn't legal pot. But I'm not even sure when we legalize it, what is illegal pot? I don't know how you can determine that. You know, we're going to expunge the records of people who were busted for possession and sales of pot over the years. I don't know how far we're going back, the 60s, the 50s. You know, some people actually mention, when we changed the speed limit from 55 to 65 in New Jersey, do we expunge the arrest for the 55 when we were speeding and when it was 55? Do we get that money back? Nobody's talking about we'll expunge the records, but the fines that were paid. And if there is going to be, if we legalize pot and you want to get that $42 an ounce tax there, the cost of the war on illegal pot may actually offset any revenue we produce from legal pot. So all this has to be thought out. And every time I think they put a game plan in, some reasonable minds come in and say, well, this is what Colorado did and this is what happened here. And they go back to the drawing board. That'll probably happen again. We need additional revenue, but we don't need the additional revenue just to go into the black hole that is the budget of New Jersey. And right now we're dedicating money from the lottery to pensions. You know, there's a huge pension hole. We dedicate, and we'll never catch up on that pension thing unless the state hits the lottery somehow. That's got to be a long-term plan, trying to pay that off. And you're not going to pay that off in a decade. It may take a couple of decades. But one thing that is killing the state of New Jersey is property taxes. And somehow we need to dedicate revenue from the sports betting and the pot revenue to alleviating the burden on the property owners here in New Jersey. You know, Sweeney's got some ideas about, changing how the school is set up. And when you got 560 some odd school districts in the state of New Jersey, that probably makes sense. Maybe we should just have, like with counties, we got, just have county districts and one superintendent. We need, I don't know how many superintendents, but it's like a huge amount of millions of dollars we pay just to superintendents. But he's right about that. We need to cut that down. We need to somehow help the property owners here in New Jersey, and new revenue coming in, we got to start dedicating that for property tax relief. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport, live like you want.
We're back. Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. Now, I talked earlier about mandates and the $15 an hour minimum wage on how that is affecting New Jersey, and it is going to affect New Jersey. More people were going to lose more jobs. There was a story, I think it was in the Asbury Park Press or the Patch, one or the other, about the Monmouth County Mall and how there's so many vacancies there. Not only are there vacancies, there's no longer jobs attached to those stores. And that becomes the huge problem, especially for the kids. You know, the Ocean County Mall is going through all sorts of renovations and refits, and they got to come up with a new business plan. Same thing with the Monmouth County Mall. You're losing anchor tenants. You know, Payless is closing. They'll be gone in another week or so. Kmart. They're selling everything right to the walls. Sears is closing. These were anchor tenants. Toys R Us is gone. These were anchor tenants to these malls. And not only did you lose that tenant, Sears or Kmart or Payless or what have you, you lost the foot traffic they generated over the years. And that foot traffic helped the other businesses. You know, the food court, the jewelry store, all that. All those businesses, when you lost that anchor, you start losing those small businesses there, those little niche retailers. They're gone, and that's where you start having these huge vacancies. But when you look at the vacancies, there are jobs that are attached to every one of those vacancies. You know, the jobs that our kids could get coming out of school. Now, I don't know how many people were going to work at Kmart or Sears, forever. There were some good paying jobs there. But for the most part, they were filled with kids, high school kids, college kids, getting their first job, getting an education, finding out what it's like to be in the business world, how to work in an employment situation. That was ideal, and go back to minimum wage. You take a kid who has zero skills, and you're going to give him a job. There's a lot of training involved, and this kid's got to learn the structure of a business, and that's why minimum wage was there. Never was to be a living wage. And like I said before, it was to protect, because since you have zero skills or knowledge or craft, we can't pay you less than this. We would if we could, but This is what minimum wage is for. It was never meant to be a living wage. You know, and the blame goes to Amazon, the big gorilla in the room. Amazon's blamed for everything. And to a point, there is. You know, there's a T-shirt I seen. It said, I want everything and I want it delivered. It is so simple to deliver. But even that is becoming a problem. I reported on New England Motor Freight closing. One of the reasons they were closing is because of Amazon. Not that Amazon started a trucking company. They are doing business. The profit was so slim on the amount of traffic that Amazon gave New England Motor Freight. Even though they were busy, they were going broke because they had to turn around the Amazon product. Amazon said 1 day free, 1 day shipping on Prime. New England Motor Freight had to get that done at the sake of higher paying customers. So eventually in New England Motor Freight, I know they're patting themselves on the back and we got Amazon, we'll always have work. Actually, that work killed them, and that's why they're closing. But there are other problems in New Jersey. It's, the property taxes, it's the expense, the insurance, the mandates. All of these things hurt small business. And we look at that vacancy and say, that was a nice store. Well, that nice store probably had 5, 10, maybe 12 employees involved. Those jobs are gone. With the summer coming, that's where the kids would have went to work. Those jobs are gone. You need, and there's a place for the brick and mortar. I just got a phone here in the studio. I didn't have an answering machine, so I got a new phone. And I got my remote here for the clock. I got that from Amazon. You know why? Because it's so simple. I need a phone. Go to Amazon, do a quick research, boom. Had I gone to Best Buy or PC Richards, I would have held the phone in my hand, and I would have pressed the miserable buttons this phone came with. I don't like the buttons, but you can't do that on you. You can't touch and feel. That's why there is a place for brick and mortar. But those malls and the businesses have to change. You look at PC Richards. They're selling mattresses. They'll sell everything now. They're trying to get a reason to bring you in that store. The malls have to change. And they may have to include Amazon in there. There could be a big pickup center or an Amazon Express or something of that nature. They have to change, and it has to become a destination. It's got to be more attached to it than just shopping. And I don't mean just having an arcade or a theater in there. You have to have more. I'm not in this, Simon, I deal with the LaPrax, and they're in partners with Simon. They run the malls. Those people do. You look at the American Dream, the mall in the Meadowlands up my way in Jersey City by Jersey City. I really don't think that's going to succeed. But we'll see, because I think it already took 2 developers broke. We'll see if it takes a third and how far it takes your taxpayer dollars with it. But like I said, there's still a place for brick and mortar, but it's so simple now. Just like I said, I ordered that phone on Amazon, and the next day it was at the studio. You can't beat that. So you're going to have to figure a way to get people in and out of the mall quick, park quick, and maybe take the Amazon program. You can buy online, and somehow those malls get it to you. But the biggest thing we lose with the malls having a problem are the jobs that the kids would have had. All right, we're out of the show. You'll be good. You'll be safe. I'll talk to you during the week. Good night.